This behind me, this sign, is a point of controversy from the Man Show when I hosted it. Yeah, I know it was terrible. Listen, we thought it was terrible too. We got fucked when Doug Stanhope and I went to do that show. They lied to us. They told us you can do nudity, we'll blur it out, you can swear, we'll beep it out. We want you to go crazy. We want to get sued. It's going to be great publicity. And then when we started doing it, first of all, Janet Jackson pulled her nipple out, and everybody went fucking crazy.
Isn't shit crazy?
It's
We're
amazing.
still feeling the effects from that.
It's amazing. Like, literally, television got set back a decade because of Janet Jackson's nipple. And the big thing was that they were showing it during the dinner hour and children were watching. Well, isn't like a woman's nipple? Are we that fucking crazy? It's not like she had a rifle up her pussy. It's a fucking nipple. You know, that's where babies feed. Is it that offensive?
That's for babies.
It is, man. That's the first. I mean, talking about it being during the dinner hour. Somebody had a really good point when this happened. Like, he said, "Isn't that like the first meal? That's like the dinner." Yeah, I mean, it's breasts.
Yeah, you see that since you're a kid.
Well, you know what? Especially having kids of my own. Now, when I see Mrs. Rogan make fucking milk with her tits, and I'm like,
Dead
I
to
see the tits are dead to me. I don't suck on them anymore. But what's more important is that you look at them and you say, that's like, that's like where food comes from. Like, it's not offensive. But anyway, this thing behind us make me hard. This is how fucking stupid they were when we were doing this show. There was an argument. And we came up with a game show called Make Me Hard. And what it was is the guy would be strapped into a chair, and he would have this box on his dick, and with a light would go off on the box, and you know the light would indicate that he has a boner. And so we'd have like midgets eating bananas and shit, and oh, he's getting hard. You know, it was kind of corny. But the reason why we did it is one of the gags was we had this really hot chick, and she climbs all over him. The audience is going fucking crazy. They're going nuts, and this really hot chick, at the end of this, she pulls her tits out. He's sucking on her tits, whipped cream, the whole deal. And then she pulls her panties off and she's got a dick. And the audience goes crazy. She was a tranny. And I mean, I've never heard a bigger wave of disappointment than when this tranny pulls out this dick. And she was taking all kinds of hormones. So it was like a dick that had been poisoned. It looked like dead. It was like dark. It was dark and shriveled up, like it burned, like chemically burned. Like it was like a little dead monkey dick.
What did it smell like?
I don't know. And she pulled it out and she starts like swinging it around, and the fucking audience went crazy. And the guy sitting in the chair just had this look in his face of horror. Well, they approved all that, but what they wouldn't approve is the name of the show, Make Me Hard. They said that we had to name the show Make Me Stiff. Like this was like an argument. Like for real, like there's a difference. Like they mean the same thing. It's just Make Me Stiff doesn't sound quite as funny. It really doesn't matter. I mean, what's the difference? But the point was that they were willing to argue this. It was a big deal for them. And that shows you how these shows work. The best shows, like stand-up comedians, like if you take a guy like Dave Chappelle or, you know, Cat Williams or anybody, any good comic that you like, they write all their own shit. They write it, they perform it. They're saying shit that they think is funny. They are the producer. They are the performer. They're the whole ball of wax. They're the writer. They're everything. And that's why you get a pure product, because you get a product that's from this dude's mind. Well, what happens is when you like start working on a television show, these people that are working for the network, somebody has to work for the network, and you would assume that the people at the very top of the food chain are the perfect people for the job. But that's not true. They're just people that somehow or another got that fucking job. And a lot of them, they like to think that they know what's good. They like to think they have an eye for it, and they always want to put their footprint on it. They want to put their handprint on it. They want to change something. And anything that I think the background should be blue. We're going to ruin the whole show with this red background. And they'll go crazy and they'll fucking fight over this. Why? Because they want to be the one to say, well, it was me that decided for the blue background. If they didn't go with that blue background, the show was shit. Am I right? And then the wife will agree with them and they all get fucking pilled up together. This is what they argued over. Make Me Hard. So this is I got to keep this sign because it was useless. Because we had to change the sign to Make Me Stiff. Like, it's okay to pull out your fucking dick. It's okay to have a guy strapped to a chair thinking a chick is on top of him, and this chick pulls out this wrinkled, poisoned black dick. That's okay. But you can't call it hard. You have to call it stiff. It's really that dumb. It seems like I would be exaggerating, but that's why Dave Chappelle walked away from the Chappelle Show. It's just because when you're a comic, having somebody else tell you what's good and what's bad. Like there was one of the things that we did in the Man Show where we wanted Joey Diaz. If you don't know who Joey Diaz is, his Twitter is Mad Flavor, one word, at Mad Flavor. And Joey Diaz is one of the funniest dudes I've ever met in my life. He's like one of the funniest human beings to ever live. And Joey weighs like 350 pounds. He's down to 300. But back then he was like 350. And he would always get naked. He'd get naked all the time. Get naked on stage. And his balls literally look like grapefruit in an old lady's pantyhose. I mean, they're fucking ridiculous. And he doesn't shave them, but they have no hair on him. Like he has no hair on his arms, no hair on his chest. And he's fat as fuck, and we wanted to have him introduce us at the beginning of every show. He kicks open this door and comes out yelling, "Let's get this party started!" And his balls are jingling, and it's fucking hilarious. First of all, it's hilarious because Joey's hilarious. No matter, he could read. Doug Stanhope said Joey Diaz could read the phone book, and it'd be funnier than most of the shit you see on late night TV, and that's totally true. But they were like, "That's not funny. What's funny about this? This is not funny. No one's gonna laugh." It was like a big argument, and I said, "Listen, let's do 2 openings. We'll do one regular opening, and then we'll do one opening with Joey." Well, we did the opening with Joey, and they went fucking crazy. Of course, everybody was screaming and laughing and yelling, and it set the tone that we wanted to have. Like, we're just trying to have fun. We're not, we're not trying to be relevant, or we're just trying to have something that people enjoy. Let's have fun. Let's have a fucking good time. But it was almost impossible to try to have that good time when you have, other people like that aren't necessarily funny at all, and they're like putting their input into what should be in this comedy show. So Doug and I got fucked, but the most important thing is that we had a good time, and we were always good friends, but we became great friends doing that.